Hello, and welcome back once again to a lovely edition of Pathfinder with Epic and Friends. This is I, your host, Animus. And together we join our merry band of mayhem-making idiots as they return once more to the realms of Eorzea. When we last left our heroes, they had managed to find one Arcelistia, Daques's half-brother, and ventured out to him. After a decent conversation and a meal, Workson's
big mouth
ego landed them
I protest. It was going to happen no matter what. I protest.
It actually wasn't.
No. You're using this as a scapegoat. You were planning this all along.
Oh yeah.
I had the fight plan, but I actually had a bunch of ways for it not to happen.
I remember you saying, there's gonna be water involved, you might drown, and then we're in a cave.
That's
Yeah. Oh, okay.
completely different shit. No. Regardless, after a fight, which during the start, the Ages of Mayhem happened to have the upper hand, quickly got turned around when Ark ran into a nearby cave and proceeded to fire off a well-placed and stealthy lightning bolt through most of them. It was through Fion's usage of resist energy that the party did much better. And while it had seemed that the Mikote was killing them one by one, he was mostly framing it to see just how far each individual would go, how loyal they were, and how well they could think under pressure. Regardless, he did not say anything other than they did very well at the start, and proceeded to head off to rest. What the new day brings, we will see as our band of adventurers awaken in the Garlean ship that they had sunk so long ago.
Jack, as per usual, is zonked out.
Rowan's comfy cozy. She's probably not going to be one getting up soon.
It is actually the best bed you have ever slept in, Rowan.
Damn Garleans and their awesome stuff.
It's like, it's one of those egg beds, almost like a capsule with a kind of a slight hood over it that blocks all excess light from the outside from reaching you.
I want one.
Additionally, the comforter and the mattress are fully intact, and it's this soft, synthetic half memory foam that you kind of sink into, and then after maybe a few centimeters of sinking, it firms up to fully support you everywhere you need support. Likewise, you've got big, comfortable, almost king-sized down pillows.
I got my own pillow. Down pillow. I got one. Hello. And he doesn't need a blanket. He's got me.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what she said. I was like, "Do you need a blanket? You are the blanket."
Now I'm all imagining his summer works pushing away. It's no, it burns too much.
We've discussed deserts are going to be an issue and summer an issue.
No, desert's not gonna be an issue because desert's gonna be very cold at night.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Sorry, my bad. I was
Works
stuck
just-
on the game.
Rowan's just on top of Works. Works has one leg just sticking out.
What sucks is What sucks is extremely comfortable bed's probably too heavy for like a bag.
They're also bolted down.
A crowbar won't fix.
This is an animal.
Oh, everyone's either sleeping in or looting the bed. Shion is up bright and early with.
Not just looting it,
outside.
re-looting it. You already looted it once. You went back
No,
for more.
no. We destroyed it once.
And you looted it on your way through. Oh wait,
We
that's
did.
right. Brom took all that shit for himself and left.
Yeah.
Eh.
And Dak's gonna get up and get out and just kind of try and wake up. Excuse me while I take my keys out of my pocket.
Roll a perception, Dak.
Okay, once. Come.
You see,
I just woke up and get shit out of him.
Dak is like dragging herself through the hallway, like eyes closed, like wobbling back and forth, like.
Good morning, Beckwell. Would you like some coffee?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Shion puts on the pot.
Fiona, since you walked out, you may roll a perception as well.
The infamous pot.
Fiona, you look outside of one of like the port windows that they have on the ship, and as you're looking out, there's an immediate glimpse of kind of white hair very close to the ocean nearby, and it takes you about 5 seconds to realize Ark is outside. He is naked, and he's sitting cross-legged in the tide.
Shion looks the other way and whistles innocent.
What's going on?
Nothing. Shion smiles.
Okay. Just, okay, trust. Anyone else wake up?
I think it's just you two.
Kato's gonna wake up and get something to eat.
You may roll
I
a
guess-
perception as well, Kato.
Meanwhile, I'm too busy either enjoying the fluffy bed or trying to plan how to steal it from my house.
Kato, you come out of your room, which is a bit further in the back, and you're walking out. You can see Dak and Fiona a ways down, and then you have like a longer, more rectangular port window. And while Fiona got his back and his butt, you get the front.
Enjoy.
Full frontal arc while you're happy.
I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Just keep walking. Fiona has her stove can out and is along with her coffee pot and a pot of instant coffee.
All right.
Oh,
Are you
actually,
using,
it's
what
plus
are you using for the water?
Dak has create water.
it's less of.
And she also has an unlock.
It's less of pretend I didn't see that and more of nope, not worth it. So,
Not worth getting electrocuted.
All right. So yeah, if you-
it would be very stimulating.
I guess you would never need the his and hers KY.
Wow.
I am
Regardless,
so glad Kat went to bed already.
Epic after
Go to sleep!
I heard my name.
Go to bed. Go get in bed. Just go get in bed. You're a spot.
oh my god. Theo, you start making the
Yes.
rod and it comes out decently creamy, almost sort of like a oatmeal. Definitely, you can kind of taste a bit of the cheese powder on it. It's not great. It's good, but I mean, it's not. There's no love and care that's like you would normally get put into it. It's just kind of there. It's like any instant oatmeal you would get. It's thick, it's filling, but there's not that pizzazz. There's no wow factor to it. It's just there.
God, it sounds like oatmeal on my camping trips. Which is why I have 5 cup of noodles a day, Rowan.
I've heard about these camping trips. Lots of them.
Deck's gonna just like reach in her bag and take out some of her rations she's got stowed away. Just munching on them.
All right.
It's too early for Grum.
Fiona's like heretic.
Too early for her tummy to have grotten.
All right, Sakata, you're walking down the hallway at this point. What are you doing with them?
Looking at food. About it.
All right.
Looks like big sleepy bear just coming out of hibernation.
All right.
Morning.
Yeah. Kato,
Morning, Kato.
Bye.
Morning.
You alright? You were out for quite a bit.
And then he just... something dawns on him. I'm alive?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh my God, Connell, you missed it. After I got brought back, it's like, Rowan, am I in heaven? Ark? Oh shit, I'm in hell.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that on this video.
Deck like offers some of her rations. It's like trail mix with like dried fruit and such in it. Hungry?
Takes a handful.
I can guarantee you if you were dead, you wouldn't be able to taste food.
How can you guarantee that?
Because I said so.
There are some questions. Kind of shrugs, not gonna argue with the white mage.
Look, if you were dead, you wouldn't be able to touch the food, I'm guessing. Unless you came back as an undead.
Or it's devil's cake.
Or it's all a dream. No, Kato, you're not in a coma. It's not good, I'm not. Yeah, that's the golden brick.
I guess at some point Jadrin's gonna come out of their room.
With the bed?
Not with the bed yet.
I like
You can only
that.
take the sheets.
Oh yeah,
But-
no, take the sheet.
Well, here's the thing: is the sheets the part that's comfy, or is it the
It's the-
entire
it's the
setup?
mattress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say at least take a pillow.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Nothing's going on. I guess at some point, yeah, she's gonna walk in if that's okay.
Fine.
And,
They're eating.
basically, not gonna start eating. It's gonna go. Hey, does anyone have any idea how we'd be able to get these beds out of here?
Why would you want to take the bed?
I haven't slept that good in a long time.
I mean,
You want to try and trek the bed through Sahadian territory? Be my guest.
I was gonna say, you go hire your own boat, bring it out here, and salvage it. It's yours.
It's not worth that much effort.
Or money.
No money.
It really depends on just how much you like that bed.
That's something I never expected I'd be needing to say.
I know, right?
Look, it might be a good bed, but I can sell it for a decent bed for cheaper than what that would end up being.
Well, if you picked it up, you might be able to sell it for more than you spend.
I wouldn't be able to tell. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have any idea if it's worth, so that's impossible to figure out.
The four of
Dex
you
is
roll a
having
perception.
Dex just having fun poking fun at Yedrin's greed.
Hey, dog, you actually rolled right good this time.
I know, right? What a difference a 19 on a roll takes.
Who's rolling the perception?
All
I
of
think
you.
all four of us. Yeah.
All of us, yeah.
So, as you're all sitting around talking, you all suddenly hear like a very faint thump from nearby, like a foot hitting metal. And a few seconds later, Art comes around the corner. You all turn to look at him. He's got a towel around his head, and he's drying himself off, and he's wearing nothing. As he's like, just walks right by you, scoops up some of Dak's food, eats, and just keeps walking, letting his tail waggle out past his ass as he walks over to a nearby room.
Dak's cheeks turn red, but she's seen his jump more than enough times to not be surprised.
He also like purposely teases Dak by having his tail like flick her nose a few times.
As he's
Well, that's the thing.
As he's passing, he like holds his hand out and she just dumps some of the rations in his hand. He doesn't even have to steal them, she's just ready for him to take some.
It's like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. This just looks like a normal day to her.
I'm half expecting his tail to be way up and just showing off.
Do not present.
No, it's doing like the normal cat thing where it's just kind of like waving slightly.
Swish,
Yeah.
swish.
Not like the real world cat thing where it's just way up in the air.
I don't
You
know.
just don't care.
I was gonna say, my cats will do either low tail or high tail. Doesn't matter.
Probably just
Anyways.
best not to follow with eyes.
Yeah.
You say the charisma on your family.
Goes back to eating with her little red cheeks.
He has one of the lowest charisma scores in the family too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
It's
charisma bonus for walking through naked.
He does not have the mustache.
I think it's just more of a will save.
Charisma bonus for swagger.
It's like will save versus staring.
I'm so
I
bad.
will say to avoid being charmed or feeble-minded.
It reminds me of one of my friend's characters who was a halfling goblin, and the more clothes he took off, the more invisible he was.
Vion, let's say charmed.
So, I talked with Date last night
Oh.
about the thing with Dad, and I figured we could use it as a last resort. It'll take him about 3 days to get back home.
I think I'll say at this point, Works gets up and comes to where everyone else is.
Yeah. So I just lost the last minute of the conversation. My GPU froze.
Oh,
Jack said that she talked to Date, and he's like 3 days away from home, and that they're she's going to offer it as a last resort.
I also said save versus charm. If you didn't hear that.
Alright.
I wouldn't say that's the last resort. Last resort is probably trekking through the mountains.
Well, it's a last resort because it uses a fair amount of aether and it's easily readable.
Mhm.
So if, say, someone was monitoring aether flows, they'd be able to see who's coming and going.
Which, considering the talents of Kajal,
Mm,
leaves the theory up to people's imaginations.
but yeah.
And there's only 2 beings that would give off this much lightning aspected ether.
And one of them is not exactly making a habit of traveling through the ether.
Exactly.
Well, I know we were talking about it before, but I guess trading Madison for Ark's bounty would probably be the best idea. Because if that just gets him off the hook,
And what I remember, that was quite a difference in price.
There might be a difference in price, but you gotta remember that Madison has been a long-lasting problem.
There's also the matter that we do not need to clear the entirety of the books on Linsta. We simply need to get the local killer jackets to look the other way.
Basically.
That said, however, beyond fate straightens, if we are to capture Captain Madison, we need to work together that best.
yeah.
It's about that point Art comes back out, now fully dressed, wearing his glasses. Sorry, cats. Kind of slides in, slips a hand around Kato's waist for a moment, then just kind of walks around him. He goes, "So, how's breakfast?"
Well, you had some of my breakfast.
I
Fruity
was just
is
kind of
nice.
side-eyeing him.
Art, like, just very casually, like, turns, looks at Kato and goes, "Good to see you up and about."
Mm-hmm.
Problem?
Very spiteful glare at this point.
He just smiles.
So what's for breakfast? As he says, walking in.
Whatever you have.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if anyone was cooking or not.
Fionn was making some instant gratin. I was eating some of my rations.
I don't exactly
What's
have
wrong?
anything to make pancakes.
We don't have much in the way of options, so up to you if you want to use some of your own rations, someone else's rations, or glutton.
Well, I'm sure Roan has some bacon left.
Ark at this point,
But
like, just
she's
like
still
magically
sleeping,
pulls a
but-
sausage out of like thin air and starts eating.
As if we didn't think he was a dick enough already.
Thank you, Rowan.
Excuse you, what?
At that point, he just kind of like moves his sleeve a little bit and he shows he's got like one of the like little pouches that Rowan has.
Always be prepared, right?
Right. However, I don't think you want these.
Why, are they like weeks old?
They're not made with pork or chicken or anything like that.
What are they
I'm
made?
not gonna I was gonna say I'm not gonna ask because I don't think I want that answer.
Shrimp.
I'm curious. Shrimp dogs?
Ew.
It's not the weirdest.
I had a couple
It's
of
up there.
casings and I needed to use them or else they were going to go to waste.
At least sounds interesting.
I mean,
You try hard enough, anything could be turned into a sausage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest it, but at least they're filling.
Yeah.
At least it's not the sanguine sausages of the eastern tribes.
You just see his Ark's like face kind of sour, and he's like thinking for a moment. He goes,
Oh, what were those little fish things called?
Little fish things?
The Namazu? Oh, maybe it's a Namazu sausage.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ark's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds disgusting.
Probably
Yeah,
is.
little-
I say tribes, I mean villages of the spine.
Ark just goes, Works, if you want some sort of meat, I have a crab cake or two if you want it.
No, normally I would be okay with that, but you're pulling it out of a pocket in your sleeve on your arm?
At that point he like rolls it over and he shows he has one of those like miniature bags of holding that only hold food sewn into his sleeve.
Yeah, sure, pass a crab cake.
He throws it over and it's you know those like big country biscuits you have? They're about the size of a burger.
Yeah.
It's about that big.
Jesus Christ.
With it's big, it's fluffy, it's like inside of a crab shell. Not like literally, it's like on half of a crab shell.
But these are some big ass crabs.
I was gonna say.
Have you seen the ones in Costa?
That's what I'm saying. Big ass crabs. I'll be right back.
Oh man, can you imagine the crab legs on those things?
Oh god.
Think of all the butter you eat as crab leg.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Or at that point's like, have at it. I am not blessed with Dak or my mother's culinary skills, so it's probably dry.
So it's okay. I once burnt water.
There's a look that he gives you, and he's just like, I'm scared that you're being serious.
It's like Dak just kind of shares that same sort of look, just kind of like, are you serious?
With his luck, I wouldn't be surprised
At
if
that point, Art just kind of stops and goes, was it pasta water and was there oil in it?
I'm gonna say yes. Shut up, Cortana! I'm gonna rename my Cortana to Bahamut.
Dak just kind of like looks at Works and just kind of like looks around the party. If anyone else doesn't know how to cook, I'm going to teach you all once we get back to the base. I swear to the matron.
Okay, you know what? My mother said I was better. You know, I was more used out of the kitchen, so I didn't really learn how to cook.
It does not matter. It is a basic life skill. You need to learn this.
he's more useful getting the stuff that needs to be cooked.
Does survival cooking count as cooking?
Very shitty cooking.
I was going to say,
No,
You're surviving. No. You're surviving. You're not eating anything good.
I
That
thought
is-
that's Todd. That was a question to Todd and character on. She counted.
Oh,
That is
she
That is-
looks at Yedrin and goes, "Do you burn it?"
Kaido
Is
just
it-
looks over like, that is eating, not dining. There's a difference.
Art just
It
rubs the
is-
back of his head. I mean, Dak, you kind of caught me eating raw meat back when we were in the military.
I ate raw meat too. We were a little desperate at the time.
Yeah. The heart was good.
It was not.
Well, it's good
Makes
sometimes.
the face. Not a fan of organ meat.
You mean to say it wasn't a very hearty meal?
Beyond this stare deadpan at work.
Zach looks down at her little bag of trail mix, takes the cord, wraps it around the end of it, and whips it at Works.
So out of character, who's
Ark's like holding his hand, and there's like electricity popping out of it, and he's just looking at Dak like expectantly.
No, she whips her
Kato.
rations at him.
Kato looks at Ark. If you're gonna do that, go for that knee.
Rowan decides to take this moment to walk in.
Everyone's just like looking at Works like. Just,
Jaden just looks away and it's like, okay, all the water's safe to at least fishing. Maybe I'll go get myself a meal and get away from that for a minute or two.
At that point,
Congrats,
Arch
Works.
just like shoves one of the big biscuit crab cakes at Yedrin.
Oh, that works.
Congrats, Works. You got like maybe a third of a big ration bag. She gets the big one so she can share.
At that point, Arch
Or
sees,
throw
Arch
it at
sees
people.
Rowan, and he very like quietly waves to her, then looks around the room and is like, well, since we've all gathered, I will allow Rowan this time to eat, and then I have to ask you all, what are we doing?
It's like everyone just seems to share that sigh.
Rowan looks over.
We are taking the path of least resistance. That's what we're doing.
What was that, Rowan?
Rowan just looks at Works, hands him a piece of bacon and 2 pieces of fruit from her bag, and says, "He knows what my decision is." And I walk out. Outside.
She looks at Works and tilts her head.
We had a nice conversation. We had a long conversation about a lot of things last night.
Archer just rolls his shoulders and shrugs. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the shit list for a while. And with
Yeah,
the
you
reason,
are.
don't blame her.
Yeah. Admittedly, you would be on my shit list if I didn't realize what you were doing.
Yep.
I still twit occasionally for that.
At that,
It's very disconcerting.
Kato's arm just kind of flings out to the side.
Are you doing that at Arc?
No, it's like a twitch kind of thing.
So is it like a muscle spasm, or are you like actually swinging your arm?
It's a muscle spasm.
Oh, like basically you have like a cold chill, essentially, sort of act.
Kinda, yeah.
The
Maybe
fire
some,
left it-
maybe
left it-
some leftover lightning ether.
Now, I didn't understand what you said, Fionn. Could you repeat it?
I'm still twitching from that earlier lightning attack. It's
Ah.
a bit disconcerting.
Well, if you know some lightning, I could teach you how to amplify it that way.
Unfortunately, lightning is not my special.
Pity.
I have learned some lightning spells, and fire spells, and water spells.
Dak, we all know how in tune you are with nature.
Yeah.
Hoot, hoot.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone's gotta be.
Look, we need to do this the easiest way possible.
Okay.
Now, this whole Madison thing,
Mm-hmm.
whether we do it, to clear Ark's name or we do it later, we need to do it. For a couple reasons.
Okay.
One, we need to get stronger.
Mm.
2, they're pirates. Which means they're gonna have a lot of treasure we can steal off of them. Use it to get better equipment.
When you
better
said
tools.
they're pirates, Art kind of like starts giving you a side eye. Just like examining you.
But we need to work better together, not simply become strong.
We do. But I think that comes, I don't think we really understand how strong each other is. I mean, we know each other's abilities, but we don't know each other's abilities well enough. Because we can't work as a team. We can't say, hey, I could do this, I could do that. Okay, we'll team up and we'll try something here. We don't have an incredibly strong front line. We have me and Kato for the most part.
Oh, what about Yedrin?
I'm not even getting into that.
Theo narrows her eye. Look, we need to work together. If that means pincer formations, if it means playing to each other's, that's fine, but we need to make sure that we know each other's strengths, as you said.
Alright, who here has military training?
Theo turns her head to look at Dak and
Kind of like raises a couple fingers.
Does mercenary training count?
No.
Granted.
also, you know me, I've worked with the heretics for quite some time.
And I, for the most part, was part of the Dragoons.
I was going to say, granted, I was mostly in the back lines. I wasn't really part of the front lines at all.
So
We focus on drill.
I was there to fix people.
Look, I'm not worried about the power of our back line. Because the way it is now, the enemies are breaking through our formations, they're getting to you, Rowan, Fiona, and we're kind of left to, the rest of us are kind of left to try to scatter about and try to clean up the mess. While trying to make sure that you guys don't take the heavy damage we should be taking. Now, unfortunately, with 2.5 frontline fighters, that's hard to do. Especially when none of us are really made for any kind of tanking roles.
I would like to posit that I have few battlefield control abilities, so ideally the enemies should not be reaching us to begin with.
You have the ability to bolster our numbers and give us, the ability to outman. Granted, your summons are incredibly strong, but as we've seen a few times,
The second you're out, they're out too.
yeah.
Indeed.
We have a lot to work on. We have to rebuild trust. And honestly, I have a quote.
I was going to say I can give buffs and such to people, but she wiggles her fingers. It's mostly in touch range. So it's either I get them on you before the fight starts, or I have to try and make sure I can get to you.
Well, you have to fly, right?
I do, but it still takes time.
And it also means getting really close to the front lines.
Yeah.
I kept myself on fire in the last fight to try and help more instead of taking care of myself.
We also need to keep a tighter formation, but not group up together, because we always get too far spread out, and we can't help anyone if we get too far away.
We get too far away, we can't help each other. We get too close, we're going to get demolished by anything that decides to try and do an area.
There's also the fact that a lot of fights we get in, we end up surrounded, or the enemies are spread out, so we gotta spread out to keep them from being able to.
Or we wind up in an enclosed space.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta go. Just do it on the fly, honestly.
At the very least, we need to keep from being divided and conquered. That much is clear. So long as we maintain a cohesiveness, then we can quickly take back control of the situation.
Ark is like listening to all this, and he's just kind of like awkwardly rocking back and forth on his heels, like, "Yep, I'm the sixth wheel here. Maybe I should walk outside." And he's like, "Oh wait, Rowan's out there. Shit."
Look. After yesterday, we have a lot to work through.
Yes.
Especially with someone kind of running away from the whole thing.
Oh?
Oh?
Ark very casually just turns his head at you and like starts cocking an eyebrow.
Edrin had kind of escaped the cave while we were still fighting.
You mean while we were still dying? Because, as far as I could tell at that point, the fight was lost. There is no coming back from it.
Ark at that point does hold up a finger, and he's like, Works, you were telling Rowan to run away.
I told Rowan to escape, and yeah, but I did that as a way. I sacrificed myself so she could get out of there.
Fiona sighs and shakes her head.
Because I wanted her to live.
Yes, but if you think of it that way, Yedrin wanted to live too.
It's like Ark's just like hand and face. He's like, oh.
It's a survival instinct works in.
The things one misses when unconscious.
I'd rather die knowing I could have saved one person than live knowing I saved no one.
I would rather live and know that I could come and drag your corpses out and possibly try and get you some assistance.
I'd also rather live, maybe give revenge at a later date, via some means, and be able to see family or friends again.
Ark just kind of like claps his hands. So, I see I have opened a horrible, horrible can of worms, and I deeply apologize. I'm gonna walk outside now.
Well, Adrian, if we get in that situation again, how do we know you're not going to turn tail and run off?
One, I would hope you wouldn't be waiting for Yedrin to do so to berate her, and I would hope that you'd at least think maybe Yedrin's trying to get a better area or something. Or if she does run off, then she lives.
Look,
I will not begrudge someone their life.
Look, if she's going to stay on the front line with me, I need to know I can trust her. I need to know she's going to have my back. And the first sign of the battle going south, that way I don't have to pull the same move I did, so that way some of us can get away.
Ark has already left. He's just out. He's like, nope.
So
because yesterday,
So yesterday
yes.
you would have wanted me to stay around, die with you, and then hopefully won't escape, sacrificing my life for Horse.
If you and her were still in there, I would have told you to get her out of there and made sure she stayed out of there.
So,
Because she came back.
so Worksend, the only issue you have is that you did not give Yedrin permission to run. That is all it sounds like.
I would have rather she stayed there and knowing I had someone else to fight by my side. If need be, instead of hightailing it out of there.
I believe the term the military uses is AWOL.
I can understand a tactical retreat. That was not a tactical retreat.
It was about time for one to have been in order.
I still had a slight plan of action, and then Todd was taken hostage, and then tossed into the water. It's about the time that Todd was tossed into the water that I actually started moving out of the cave. Because at that point, there was no winning that fight. We could, even if both of us worked together, we were not stalling off, we were not taking him. He would have gone through both of us rather quick, and then with his speed, he could have caught up in seconds. The best move was to get out of that cave and try an Aether port. If not, make a stand on the beach where we could actually see and fight proper without having to worry about him dipping into a side room and losing track of him again from the pop out and shoot us with lightning again.
But you left without saying anything to anyone. You could have run away from the whole situation.
As far as you know, Yedrin could have just turned the corner. Never mind. I'm done. I'm done.
Look, all I need to know is if things get bad, if you're gonna stand next to me in the front line, if you're gonna run away. Because as mad as I am, there's someone even madder.
Well, it appears we are at an impasse. Gion stands up. I'm going to speak with Ark.
Jack gets up and goes past Fiona and goes outside and just kind of puts her hand up like, I'm done.
At this point, I'm not even sure what you want me to say, besides, because it's like, I have fought with you in some pretty hopeless situations without running. In fact, there's been times I've gotten really rather hurt, rather bad, multiple times. There's not much else I can say besides that, because there's no form of promise or whatever I could make that would convince anyone of it.
Kind of just gets up. I'm gonna go. Bye. Just
Then
leaves.
prove to me through your actions.
At this point, Fiona and Dak have gotten outside, and Ark is kind of posted up over by the where the bonfire was. He seems to be rekindling it very slowly. Both of you roll a perception. Yeah, you can see he's got one of those. He's basically got a knife out, and he's slowly carving through a piece of wood, getting it so that the friction can be proper. And you can see with every stroke, it's long and it's angry.
Hmm. Dak's gonna go over to the bonfire and just sit and wait.
Beyond joins them.
It's like, doesn't say a word to her, just lets him get his frustration out.
Ark finally just tosses the stick in the fire and he goes, Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he folds his arms and he goes, I can understand you all being upset with me. I don't understand you all being upset with one another. And if you want me to be frank, I'd like to just go at this point. Because all we're going to accomplish here is probably just getting angry at each other. And I think the last thing any of us need is for a fireball to be hurled, or a spear to be thrust, or an axe to come down, or anything else of that nature.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's like, look, I know I don't have a whole lot of room to talk about trust or anything like that after what I did. I understand that I hurt all of you. And I'm not going to say I'm sorry, because I'm not. And it would be hollow.
It was a reality check. Because
Actually, and that's fine if you understand that, Fionn. I'm just... Arc size. Maybe it's better if I just go alone.
Ark, no. We have to work through this, and if we don't, it's just gonna fester. And one way that we can work it out is by Yedrin showing Works that, hey, I'm going to be here next to you in battle, by battle. And we're probably going to get in battles in Satasha. Because saying words is not going to get through to Work. Saying words is probably not going to get through to Rowan. It's going to just be actions, and the only way you can do actions is to actually go out and do things.
Arc shrugs and he's like, what do you want me to do?
As far as I'm concerned, we go to Satasha, and you can come with us, and we'll get Madison.
So
Because
you want me to go through the gate with you, or do you want me to sit right here? I'm assuming you wanted me to go through the gate.
yeah, you gotta go through the gate. Just grumbles through all this, right? You have to go through the gate. Why is everything so annoying to deal with?
Because it's Eorzea.
nobody ever said that the Umbrella Arrows were supposed to be easygoing. In fact, I think we're one of the lucky ones to live in the 7th.
It would be nice to have your assistance, Ark, but I don't know if we can get you through the gate. I don't know if they'll listen to, hey, we're gonna go and get a bounty and trade it for this guy. Can he come with us?
Ark just holds his hands up. Look. And excuse the wording on this. Right now, I am your captive. Tell me what you want me to do. And decide amongst yourselves what you're going to do. Because if we sit here for another day, I'm just going to leave.
Oh, I understand.
Well, once we've come to a decision, I can help with getting you out of here without you having to worry about the gate.
Mark just nods. Well, I eagerly await to see what you have planned. Sighs.
Deck just rubs her face.
Can't imagine how much easier your life would be if you never met me, if I'd never been born, Dak.
I would have a much different life if I had never met York.
I'm sure you would have run into one of them at some point.
I'm pretty sure I might have run into one of them, but I'm pretty sure I would not have the same relationship with them.
Maybe.
My life would be for the worst, I'm guessing, but whatever. I'm gonna go find Rowan and see how she's doing.
I shall return and try to get the others to come to consent.
Alright.
I'll be right here.
I'll be most likely the tiebreaker, so please come back.
Dad gets up and looks for Rowan.
Rowan's not too far away, but she's out of earshot of the camp. She's over by the water.
Jack goes over to her and just kind of stands and looks out at the water for a little bit. Are you gonna be alright, Rowan?
Rowan just looks over at Dak and just shakes her head. I don't think so.
Kind of sits down on the sand. I'm sorry about everything, or I'm pretty sure I can be sorry about stuff that's going to happen too, but
There's a lot of things going on in my tons of which, top of the list being your brother's a dick.
he is. I know I make him out to sound like a much better person than he's presenting.
The fact that he was willing to, even though he wasn't, and she puts air quotes, going to kill us, the fact that he put you in that much danger, someone he cares, says he loves, and yeah, that's just really telltaling right there. And what did I get to see? I got to see my entire team killed right in front of me, my boyfriend, and then the only other person that could have helped to do anything takes off. And did I not say that months ago?
Yes.
I had that. And there I was. What was I going to do? He told me to run. I couldn't leave. I wasn't going to leave.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about being a team. We talk about doing this. We talk about wanting to get stronger. We are going to kill each other. That's the way it's going to be. And you guys, you're all military. Do you realize that I slept in the first ship where I purposely went out with the intent of killing people? When we were attacked on the road and I killed the bandits, I was protecting myself. I've never made a conscious decision to go and kill somebody. Every other battle we've been in has been me protecting and fighting against people and creatures that have been attacking. Okay, the Druid sisters, but yeah, they weren't exactly human and they needed to stop. So they were technically monsters. So I slept in the remains of where I killed a person of my own choice. And then I stood around and I watched my entire team fall to someone that, oh, he's so great. He's my brother. I love him so much. And I went from thinking, how the hell could you love him and not love the one person who will put everything above him for you, for this jackass? And I'm supposed to now sit here and be nicey nice and be friends because all of a sudden, oh no, it's okay, you almost tried to kill us. You are proving a point.
No, it's not okay, and it's perfectly fine to hate him. He did something that hurt you.
He did something that hurt everybody else. I was alive.
I know.
I watched your bodies dragged in the water. I watched Hunt run out of the cave. I watched Works hit the ground.
If I had half the mind to actually have said anything, I would have told you all to run. I would have much rather all of you have run out and gotten away. Because when it comes down to it, your lives, if you can get away, I want you to run. I want you to live. Because if someone lives, then it's worth it. Just... I've had to run away a lot from battles. I've had to run from Ark once or twice.
You know, we were all blindsided with wanting to do nothing but help you and help him. And right now, I don't want to do either of it. I don't want to do any of it. I'm done. I will go and I will deal with Madison, with everybody as a team. When this is done, Works and I are going to Kagani for a break. I can't deal. I can't look. I don't even want to look at half of you anymore.
Oh,
And Jack, I love you. I do. But right now, you're on that list too. We came here for you.
I know. I know you came here for me, and that's why I offered to pay for you to be able to go. Because this is my problem. It's my fault. And she, puts her hands over her head.
I'm from the military, not me. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how you guys can handle any of this. I don't know how Works handles his own survivor guilt. Now he's got this whole thing on top of him as well. I don't know. I don't know how to be military. That's not who I am. I started, just like I told Works, I started this whole thing not for glory, not for anything, but because a little boy needed to get some stuff from the giant toads so that he can make his sister better. That was me. That was my goal. And I'm walking around here and I'm a powder keg ready to explode. I'm so angry right now at fighting so hard not to lose control. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to just lose control completely and burn you people. But I'm fed up. I'm fed up with it. There's the squabbling. There's the we're not a team. Freaking Kato falls asleep during watch because he can't be a part of this team and take a watch like everybody else can. And everybody, oh, it's okay. He's got issues. He can eat. No. We're a group. We need to be a group. That means we all need to pull our weight. And I do the very best I can. Emotionally, I don't have. I don't have the control. I don't have the way of separating myself and distancing myself. And we're gonna have to go back over there, and I'm gonna have to look at the man who killed my team in front of me.
Rowan, do you want to know how I get through every day? You've asked me that before. I lie to myself. I lie to myself every day. Every day I get up in the morning and every day is going to be great. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be great. But I'm lying to myself. Nothing is great. I don't know how much longer I can keep lying to myself about it. But I have to, because if I don't, then you all seem to look to me for some sort of reason. And if I'm not there to try and give you some sort of semblance of everything's gonna be okay, then I think everything will just fall apart.
Fiona at that point hears Ark very quietly finish the line with her. Everything just falls apart.
Now, are you still with Fiona?
Well,
Come over here.
No, he heard you talking from over there, from where he is. And he just finished the sentence with her.
Everything just falls apart.
Fiona perks her eyebrow and looks at Ark.
He looks at Fiona and just very calmly tilts his head back to, like, point it at Rowan and Dak.
Fiona nods mutely.
And I'm trying so hard to keep it all together, but there's so many times I just want to break down. But I can't. I have. And you've seen how I am when I do.
Walking off in the woods is a lot better than having to be worried that you're going to literally blow things up around you.
Rowan, I go out into the woods and I uproot trees and I make hills and I burn things. I put it out afterwards. And I cry. I have cried so much.
At that point, Ark turns his head to Fiona. And I let a monster inside of me dictate how I live my life every single fucking day. I let it gnaw at me until I am soulless, empty, and devoid of so much emotion that I would lay hands on people that I love and care about, just to make sure that I don't end up ripping their throats out, or burning them alive, or destroying everything they care about. At that point, Ark just very calmly stands up. You all are better off without me. He starts walking away.
Arsalis, wait.
What?
We can get through this. And if nothing else, at least let us get your brother over here. You don't need to be alone.
Roll diplomacy.
Nice.
Not 20.
He looks at you. His ears just kind of very slowly twitch. And he goes, Amelie, for your sake, for my brothers, and for my sister, I can stay. But I want you to know one thing, and one thing alone. I am a poison to anyone and everything around me. And I know this. I know it very well. It took me being with you all for one day for your entire group to turn on each other, swords drawn, and ready to lunge at one another's throats. I do not know what hold I have on Dak that makes her want to be around me. I wish it wasn't there. I wish she could let me go. Let me fade off to some obscure corner of the world somewhere and disappear from everybody's memory. Because frankly, it would be better that way. But whatever the 12 or whatever god or gods, goddess, who knows, has decided that we're irrevocably bound and cemented together. Just just won't let it happen. So I am begging you, with everything I have, whatever promise I can make you, whatever deal that you want, whatever you want, you name it, I will do what I can to get it done. I will go with you. I will attend my brother's wedding. But get her away from me. And make sure that she stays safely away. I don't need to tell her or anybody else what a monster I am. And I don't need them to see it again. If your friend thinks she has to worry about losing control and burning something, I can relate on so many more levels than she can ever fathom.
Dan lowers her head, unable to say anything in response.
You're a good woman, Amelie. And you deserve any reward that you can ask for. But I don't understand why you are taking so much time out on me. I'm an enemy to every state in this nation. Ishgard thinks I'm a fucking dragon. Gridania wants to use me as a weapon. Limsa thinks I'm conspiring with the Sahagan, and Ul'dah probably thinks I burned half of it. What's left for me? Do you really want to conspire or consort with someone who's like that?
Do you think we got together because we had someone to turn to, someone to go back to? All of us have been rejected by our homes. All of us have enemies somehow. As much as you'd like to deny it, you are one girl. We're all monsters.
Park looks at you and he says, "But are you willing to lose another home just to have me in it?"
What's another? Then shakes her head.
He sits down. He just sighs, stares back at Rowan and Dak.
Is that our cue to keep talking?
Yes.
I'm kind of stuck at the moment. I have a cat laying over me.
I thought that was in character for a second.
No, that's so if you hear purring, it's Oliver.
Okay. But I can
Everything
understand.
falls apart. When is one day where anything worked well for us? Either, and don't get me wrong, I work with my boyfriend, I care about him a lot, but one day it's him opening his mouth and saying something stupid, which is a lot, but that's, this works.
Mm-hmm.
Or it just, I honestly don't even think we really 100% trust each other all the way. I know I don't. Hell, I don't trust myself.
She like covers her mouth and kind of like sighs out. I think that's the difference between us then. I guess I trust too much. I trust you, I trust Fionn, I trust Works. Hell, I even trust Kato. I trust Yadrin. I trust Ark.
I don't know how you trust Ark.
I don't know how you trust me.
I don't either. To be honest, I don't either. It's just this innate feeling that I just want to protect you and make sure you're safe, and we follow you. And I don't know. I mean, Fion's got her story. Fion's got her things, and I'm fine with that because she's come clean with it as much as she feels comfortable. So I get that because we're the biggest bunch of misfits right now. Mayhem doesn't begin to describe what we are. We're a powder keg. And if we don't get this under control or find a way or just go our own separate ways, who knows what damage we could do aside from just Ark in general.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to think about right now, too. So, I mean, I don't know where we go. I guess I just have to get rid of the mothering instinct and forget that and just focus on making sure I make it out alive, because that's what it seems like, has to be done in this situation. But I just want to make sure that, I have a family. I know that I'm different from everybody here because I know that I can support back, and there's my dad waiting in life and a life that I left.
No.
That's because it's to control what's growing inside of me and help people. How am I going to help people? If I become mindless, tells myself.
You're actually breaking up.
A lot. There's
Yeah,
a lot
a
of
lot.
pops.
Yeah, we're losing the guy at the ward.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Better.
How am I supposed to help people when I have to become that mindless drone that puts all those feelings aside and just follows through with the mission without having, just lying to myself that everything is going to be okay when everything around me is falling apart and burning into ashes?
I don't want you to be mindless. I don't want you to put your emotions aside. It's okay to be emotional. You don't have to put aside your motherly instincts either.
But it's not okay to be emotional. Look what happens to Ark when he gets emotional. You don't know what really happens to me when I burned a man. I nearly burned him to death. And that was just losing one part of my emotions. We all have that inner demon inside of us, and some of us are just scratching. And right now, I am surrounded by the two biggest and worst decisions that I've made in my entire life, sitting here, right now. That ship and that man at the campfire. The biggest turns in my entire life. And they're both right here. And I don't think that any of them are for the better, because I purposely went out and I attacked people. Okay, I don't care. They're Garleans. They're human. They're people. And, I watched someone basically kill my team. And I can't get past any of that. But to get past that, to do what needs to be done for the next step, I have to be emotionless. I have to put it aside.
I'm sorry, Rowan. And that's really all I can offer.
I know. I just want to sit here and watch the water for a little while.
Alright. Deck gets up and she just kind of starts walking a little bit along the coast towards the ship, but just away from Rowan. Gives her space.
Rowan just turns her attention away and she looks over at the horizon and is now just listening to the water and trying to let the ocean waves soothe her.
Theo and Dak, Rowan, take 250 points of experience.
RPing, kids, it pays off.
Fiona's AFK for bio, so you have to remind them when you get back.
That was 250.
Yeah, 250.
We'll say in the meantime, Works has come outside and
Oliver, you've got to move because I got to move my hip before I start to cry. Oh no, it's asleep, so it's starting to tingle.
I was gonna say, haven't moved for a while, have you?
To a lesser extent, Yedrin, Works. You guys can take 100.
okay.
Well, that's happening once Dak starts moving away. Ark very slowly opens his eyes. He looks around, having heard everything that's going on. He looks at Fionn. Stands up, dusts himself off very slowly, starts walking towards Rowan, and then veers to the left and stands about 20 feet away. And he leans down and he starts washing his hands.
I should probably go and make sure the others haven't killed each other. She gives Ark a half smile before heading back.
He doesn't smile back. In fact, roll sense motive. Fionn, you recognize through his mood and through his actions, Ark is fully aware that this is entirely his fault. That while there was things brewing under the surface, and likely had been, he tipped the scales. And he's upset, mostly because you can tell he's upset because his sister is upset, but also because he feels that if it weren't for him, you all would have worked through the issues more organically and naturally, and instead he opened a wound and made it fester, and now he doesn't know if it's going to heal.
So Rowan's actually going to decide that she's going to sit down and have her feet in the water, and she just glances over and sees Ark, but she looks at him for a minute and then she looks back to the ocean.
At that point, he looks up and he's rubbing his wrists at this point, kind of limbering them up, and he says, "I owe you an apology."
Apparently I'm mad and my perception rolls for shit.
What were you trying to perceive?
No, I was just looking to kind of see what's going on around, see what he's doing, try to get a beat on him before he starts talking.
He's washing his hands. If you want to roll a sense motive, you can do that too.
You sense he is dirty.
Yes, boy.
You
Oh, I hit it twice, sorry.
no problem. You essentially got like the same bead that Fionn did. That he's worried about all of you, and that he is very much blaming himself for everybody's mood right now and how you're all lunging at each other. You can guess that he realizes that there was something going on beforehand, but now he's more looking at it as you all were working through it and I forced it to a head too early.
Lauren doesn't know how she wants to start a conversation, or if she does.
Right. He just said that he owed you an apology.
Okay, that's right, I forgot. Rowan nods. Looks
Yes.
back at the one.
He says, I didn't mean to listen in on you and the Quaz situation. It was rude of me.
I guess that super hearing came along with your abilities.
More just the generality of the race.
Figures.
Kind of wiggles them a little. I've heard Ara can actually be more sensitive at times.
Oh, thanks for the warning. I'll know to keep my mouth quiet when I want to bitch about work, son.
He snickers. He goes, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that I can relate to your issue.
No, you don't. There's very few that can understand this part of the issue that both of us have. I am so angry with you, Art. I am so angry with all of this.
He looks at you and he says, I don't blame you. If you want me to be 100% honest, I just had a conversation with, you call her Fionn, about just leaving. Because my presence here is doing nothing but making you all hate each other.
Oh,
It's
if you
making
leave, there will be a fire following you because it will be me. We went through all this fucking hell to get here. If you leave, I swear to God, I'll rip you apart. Don't even think about it. Don't even bring that up.
He just looks over. I didn't mean just disappearing again. I meant making my way back myself so you wouldn't have to see me here. I didn't know that my brother was getting married. I will do everything that I can to be there. I want to be supportive of Dequa and anything that she's doing, since fate has deemed it fit that we're not ever apparently going to be separated, no matter what happens.
I don't know how much of it's a stubborn Lala.
That too. He goes, to be frank, I agree with you. I don't know what she sees in me. I never have. And I'm very, very glad that my little brother finally made a move. I think he's better for her in every way. He's the better man. That much is for sure.
Oh, without doubt, I love your little brother.
Dole's a sweetheart.
I got to spend a lot of time with him. Date told me everything he felt.
He's just... Art just nods a little bit.
I told him it was time that he said something. There was something else.
He says, I know I'm probably one of the biggest disappointments of your life from what I've ever heard, if that's not an understatement.
Walking, doing all this, walking the road that we've walked to get here. I'll be honest, I'm surprised we didn't blow up at each other a lot sooner.
Mark nods. He says, I don't expect you to forgive me or anybody here. Frankly, I expect us to get through this and then be cordial enough that we could wave to each other every now and then, but honestly, probably not ever talk. Not ever try. But
And which will suck because I like 90% of your family. Is that fire bitch?
that's a fish?
Yes. Well, no, I kind of like her. She's a sassy bitch, but whatever.
Art just laughs. He's like, there are members of my family that are hard to get along with, but we all take care of each other. And I
Never
don't
want to see.
What was that?
I said, and yep, and I never want to see your daddy mad at me.
He just nods. He goes, I hate to say it, because it's making an excuse for myself, and I don't feel the need to, nor do I think it's going to work. But my own way, that's what I was doing. Because more than anything, I know what's chasing me. And I know what's inside. And he shakes his head and he goes, like you, I don't want anybody to die because I lose control.
I know that feeling.
And he says, I know that I scared you, I hurt you, and I made it seem like I was taking everything you cared about away in one moment. And there's no forgiving that. I don't want your forgiveness because I don't deserve it. But I saw how you reacted. I saw how much you cared for everyone else. And more than anything, I just want you to know that I trust you. I trust you to take care of all that other shit. I'm sorry, what did you say, Rowan?
I'm just like, you trust me? I just give you like the most incredulous look right now. Like, what the hell?
He looks back towards the boat and he goes, I trust you to keep Dak from doing something stupid in a raw fit of emotion. Just like I trust Fionn to do the same.
Yeah,
He stops,
I don't know
he looks down, and he goes, I trust you to treat her like family. How's that?
that I can do. That I already do.
And that's why I trust you. I don't... He shrugs and he's like, honestly, if you threw a fireball at my face, I would take it and say I honestly completely fucking deserve it.
Oh, believe me, I want to throw a fire dragon at your face right now.
He looks at you and he says, do it.
I'm not going to waste a spell. We're playing for attacks. I'm not going to waste it.
He just nods. It's another reason I trust you. You think about those things before you do it.
I was talking with Works last night. I was back in that cave, fully ready to bring it down on the both of us.
Is that your mic?
Oh no, I was playing with my case. I'm sorry.
Like I was hearing it, I'm like, is someone
My
spanking
bad,
something?
I forgot that it was like right there, and I was just like, I'm fidgeting because it's like I'm in this thing and I'm like fidgeting right now because I'm just trying to, keep in the character, and I'm like I need something because I'm like getting really really frustrated and I can feel it myself. So
That's why I have alcohol.
I totally need a drink right now.
I have a big
Some of
bottle,
us have to be after work tomorrow.
I have a big bottle of mead sitting next to me.
I'm thinking about hitting my tequila, which is on my freezer right now.
Art,
Really?
Oh.
Well, remember the last time this happened?
Art just looks
Oh,
at you and he says,
Art drunk, so he remembers what happened the last time I got really drunk.
Art just kind of looks at you, Ron, and he goes, "Can I tell you a story?"
Wait a minute, what was I going to say? Because I was starting something.
That you were ready to bring the fire down on.
Oh yeah, okay, so I did say that, never mind. Okay, I feel free.
Back when Dak and I were both in the military, we had a mission that we embarked on. We were heading up through the upper portions of, I want to say the Blackwood, but it's been a very long time. Up closer to Zolfatal. We were investigating into what appeared to be an incursion of various Ixal into Gridania land, and seeing as you're from Gridania, I don't need to tell you how they feel about Ixal. Well, as we were diving deeper and deeper into the woods, our caravan started to lose members along the way. At first, we thought it was just people going back to supply lines, doing what they could, but then they never returned, and more started disappearing. This continued for over a week until our numbers went from probably somewhere along the line of 400 strong to somewhere under 300. As worry started to eat us up, we found ourselves awakened one night by the cries of many of our comrades, the sound of Ixal arrows and weapons being flung at us and bombs raining from the sky from their makeshift airships. I honestly thought at that time that we weren't going to make it out. And then I saw Dak get hurt. I saw an Ixal hovering over her, ready to deal to her that final blow. She was unconscious at the time, and I know she doesn't remember this, but I remember it well. It was, I think, the first time I ever completely lost control. And I remember with vivid clarity through this amber-colored lens, watching and feeling that power surge through me. Watching enemies and friends alike be vaporized in a matter of seconds as the heat, the electricity, and just the force of wind that was coming off of me sent them flying. And the only thing I can remember after that is constantly praying in my head, don't let me hurt her. Don't let me hurt her. And then I woke up. The military acted like nothing happened. Dak didn't remember. They covered it up and said that a freak storm struck through the various airships and that sylphs had come through and offered us aid, and that our expedition was canceled because of the loss in numbers. I was told never to tell anybody what really happened. That I turned into a monster and probably killed a good half of what was left of the regiment. Broke through the Ixali line. And here we are.
Yeah.
I still don't have control. It's been years and years and years. And I keep thinking to myself, when's it gonna happen again?
The yours was triggered.
Go ahead.
Your loss of control was triggered out of rage. Mine was triggered out of love. I nearly burned somebody to death when I was only a teenager. Barely 13. I nearly burned off Works' face when we were with your brother. So I know the feeling. I know the concern. I know how tight you have to hold on to your emotions. I'm almost afraid to see what rage would do to me if love could trigger that much out of me.
Ark just holds his hands out very calmly. He puts his hands to his forehead, kind of knuckles them together, thumbs pressed against the bridge of his nose. He shakes his head and he says, I don't even trust myself to love anymore. To even try.
Last thing Work said to me before he went down. How did I let myself love somebody when I've already burned off his face once? If it wasn't for Dak and Fionn, who knows? If they weren't there.
Ark looks at you and he just says,
We're both a couple of messed up people, and it's going to be that way. But right now, we have a job to do.
and I agree with you there.
We have a team that we need to get back up. We have a job to do. We have a wedding to get you to.
Ark just looks up. I just hope it's not another one of my brother's tricks.
If it is, I'm going to kill him.
I don't... Allow me to add an appendum to that. I don't mean to say I don't think he's getting married. I just know Jam has one of my closest siblings. I know he usually has 2 or 3 motives when he does something.
Well, we won't know until we get there. And before we get there, we still have a lot of things to do.
Ark,
And then when that's done, I'm going to Kugani. I'm going on vacation.
Ark stands up and he holds his hand out to you to help you up. He goes, I wish you a good vacation. And I wish you all the happiness in the world. Since, just from talking to you, you deserve it. At that point, he goes, I saw your magic. I saw what you can do. And then he gives you a smile. And I hope that I have a chance to draw out the maximum potential of it if we end up working together.
Well, seeing how my end result means the only way I'm going to find out, I need to be as powerful as I can. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'll trust you as much as I know that you will do everything you can to protect Dad.
He looks at you again, Rowan. This time, his eyes kind of twinkle a little, and then you see them kind of very slowly, like, start turning gold, and he goes, "No, I will do everything that I can to protect all of you."
Well, we should be people of action. I'd rather see it first than hear the words. With my press level right now and everybody's. So far, I think the only person that I trust, even though I know she's lied to me a million times the most, is Fiona. But that's what who came through. And she let us know what was going on. Okay, I can't say I don't trust Works, because I trust Works. But I just mean it is really hard saying that I don't fully trust Dak anymore. I love her. I will fight and I will protect her. But this whole thing.
Art just kind of nods and he says, "I understand." And Rowan, I can't promise that I'm never going to hurt any of you ever again. I don't know what the future holds. I don't. And I'm far too pragmatic of a person to say that. But
Rowan just starts laughing. And she's just completely laughing right now. And it's not a funny laugh. It's not a crazy laugh. It's just a kind of it just had to come out.
kind of like like how Ark was laughing when you said to be more careful when you talk about Works.
Yeah, and then Rowan just looks over at him and says, "You know what? I'm not looking for promises. Promises are like pie crusts. That's what my mother always said. Easily made, easily broken.
Yep.
You can
That's
promise
why
anything.
I'm not gonna make it.
Promise anything.
The only thing I can tell you is that as long as I'm traveling with you all, he just kind of looks down and he goes, "I don't care if I die. I'm going to be blunt about that. There's been many, many nights where I've wished I'd been dead. So I'll see to it that before any of you end up falling, I'll fall first."
You've already done that once before, and look what happened.
Kind of why I don't care. I tend to get back up.
Yeah. So again, let's just...
No promises, but let's get through this together. And then...
Yeah.
Not talk to each other for a long time and let our emotions cool down.
Sounds like a plan.
Says, I will tell you, you probably are going to be invited to the wedding. And my only advice to that is, well, 2 bits of advice. 1, don't eat for 2 days beforehand. And 2, be prepared for a lot of us to be very flirty and drunk.
Have you seen the amount... Well, you haven't seen the amount of food that I go through, but come on, I burn, so I have to eat as much as I can, otherwise I start burning myself.
Then you and my mother are going to get along famously.
Let there be lots of bacon and chocolate, and I will be the happiest camper on the planet. I might even ask you to dance with me once.
Art just laughs. Let's not get
And
too,
Rowan
let's
walks
not
away.
get too crazy.
No, Rowan, she says that, and she just walks away. It's like, that was her mic drop. She says that and just walks in. She's looking for Works because she needs Works right now.
All right. Ark
Orc's
is left
just sitting
like
over by the fire.
laughing. Ark is left laughing his ass off on the beach.
So, I'm sorry, Works, where are you?
By the fire.
Basically, he's about 140 feet away.
I sprint at Works.
I see Rowan's praying for you. I'm like, this is either good or bad.
And then when I get to him, I just bury myself in his arms, and I just don't say a word. Stay there.
Think to myself, this was very good.
Completely forgetting that I'm wet because I was standing in the ocean, but hey.
Works is just like...
Okay, I am done being overly emotional. Can we do something else now?
Can we go kill things, please?
I mean, wow. Holy crap. That was very draining. Okay, I'm
I just wanted Rowan just not say anything, just like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I know. Emotion is draining, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Carlo been up to this whole time, while everyone's been having drama.
Eating.
He was on a run on the beach.
Awesome.
What? What?
Running on the
What?
beach. Come on, dude. Endurance.
What is this, What is this, Rocky?
Hell yeah. He's part of
Really?
the line
They
now.
watch.
Oh,
I do have a very serious question about that, Kato.
Mm-hmm.
How far are you going?
Where are you? He's staying within view of the ship. He's just running back and forth.
Okay.
He's basically moving to de-stress or to wake up.
I was waiting for you to roll something.
To avoid the...
Yeah, I'm running on the beach. You're what?
He's
Step on
already
the
back,
beach. Step on the
he's already back at the
beach.
airport.
Running back to the airport.
Run, Kato, run!
running back to airport.
I'll say you come back, Kato. You see, Ark is laughing. Rowan is buried and works his arms right now. Dak looks like somebody shot her. And Fionn and Yedrin are like quietly fuming in a corner.
I think Fionn's indifferent to the whole situation.
No, I don't understand.
Yidrin's probably sitting somewhere whooping the temples again, because, god damn it, I wish I had bought alcohol instead of cigarettes. Cigarettes do next to nothing.
I just imagine Fionn and Yedrin right now are just like dual face palming.
What did I miss?
Ark looks at you. Oh, a certain body of politic sort of ran its course through everybody.
Okay.
And it has led to more than one of us losing our wits completely.
Okay then.
At that point, he kind of walks up and he taps you on your chest. Like, with the back of his finger, just kind of like poking you.
Yes.
So, big man. How do you feel about everything
Yes.
going on here?
I have no idea what's going on here. I just asked, what happened?
Not literally in this moment.
But he lives in the moment.
I ask you, what do you think of everyone here? What are your concerns?
Yeah.
He looks at you and he goes, consider it therapy because all of us have needed it. And I'm assuming
Feel
you're
much bitterly.
Not really concerned with much. Just kind of along for the ride, really.
Art just looks at you. Kind of very slowly nods. So a voyeur.
I participate on occasion.
So do voyeurs.
Okay, now Fion's face palming.
Yeah, We're like going from rubbing the temples to straight up face palming. Also, in the head, unsure whether to offer sympathy to Carlo for coming along with all this, or considering him the most insane.
I'm pretty sure most insane is probably, yeah. Kato is the Moggy Lou of the group. He's just there for the lulz.
Pretty much, yeah.
Art just like kind of like very slowly like just turns and looks back toward the ocean. Might have suggested an emotional therapy animal might help.
We have enough animals.
Shouts from the distance, they don't help! Meanwhile, being hugged by Scotch and Millie.
They're like making you fly by your ears.
Oh my god, no.
That's gonna hurt.
That would hurt. Ugh.
I'm reminded of many times in the Pokemon series where Tart is Brock.
No.
Ark, meanwhile, is still kind of like staring off at the horizon. His arms are folded. So you have no opinions one way or the other, then, Kato?
Well, I think some people need to learn how to let things go and live in the moment instead of dwelling on things that happened in the past.
Art just kind of thinks about it for a moment. He nods. He's like, I can see that. But I also understand that unless somebody repents of what they've done and shows that they've changed, said anger tends to just pile up.
Just kind of nods.
And then he kind of closes his eyes for a moment. And he goes, if I have to be strictly speaking, Kato,
Mm-hmm.
you both fascinate me and concern me at the same time.
I get that a lot.
Mostly because I want to know what in the fuck is going through your skull. But you are...
Just cut away to elevator music.
You are on arguably one of the most dangerous points in Eorzea right now.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Standing next to a man who is wanted, with friends who would lay down their lives with a second thought for one another, to help said wanted man attend a wedding.
Oh god, this is Final Fantasy 15!
And on that same
Oh, we're
note,
not a boy band. No.
Art goes,
No, they're supposed to be girls. It's a K-pop group.
Art goes, and on that same note, you seem to have no opinion about anything that's happening. You seem unconcerned. Well, on the same end, you seem disinterested and detached from everything that's going on.
Well,
I
after
don't know.
committing high treason enough times.
What?
Well, after committing high treason enough times, it sort of...
He goes, and I don't know whether you are in some sort of state of zen that even the monks of Rauger would envy or if there's just something going on inside of you that should worry us all.
Probably, yes.
Ark holds up a finger and he goes, ah! He stops. He goes, starts shaking his head very slowly. Okay. He just exhales. You are partially a healer, correct?
Correct.
He just nods again. He says, then I would ask you to do what you can to keep everybody safe and alive. And I'll do the same. And I think that's all I can ask for you, and I think that's probably all I can get out of you for the time being. Yeah. Good talk. And walks away.
Yeah. Just kind of nods.
At that point, Ark joins Fiona, Yedrin, and Dak, and he just kind of folds his arms, and he looks down at them all, and so he goes, so... He, like, kind of cocks a thumb back to Works and Rowan, and very quietly whispers, should we give them, like, an hour of time, and then get going? 'Cause, yeah... Or rather, should we give them like half a bell?
Probably half a bell.
Half bell sounds good.
How long's half a bell?
Half
an
hour.
hour.
Oh, please, I only need 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Probably less.
That's it. I'm breaking up with you right here.
No!
Damn it, Works. I already went through my mead.
Right, now I'm going to need alcohol.
Come on, man. Don't be the one pump chump.
No.
Nah, he's 2 pumps.
Oh.
Anyway, I've been giving it some thought, and it's another resort on the East Coast on that ship.
Yes, there is.
What if we went there after our business in Saskatchewan? It would be a good way for all of us to unwind while we await either passage to be secured or to get whisked away to the wedding.
Art just kind of scratches the back of his head for a minute and goes, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with whatever you all want to do. My biggest concern right now is getting through the fucking gate.
Yeah.
Well, if you're worried about that, you can simply have enough cramps fly out. It's cover of night.
Okay.
I thought the plan was not. Oh wait, just out of character, correct? Did we just like basically rest more towards night, or did we actually rest the whole night? Because I thought we went to rest around like 2 in the afternoon.
It's like, while you guys were quote unquote eating breakfast, like it's maybe close to midnight right now.
God damn it. I wish it was Halloween because then Thriller being in my head would be apropos.
So, if it's midnight, how did we see naked Ark out on the beach?
Have you seen the moon in Eorzea?
Oh yeah, no, that thing's huge.
You rolled like 50 in perception?
I mean, he kind of fucking glows.
While the matter of teamwork is yet to be settled, I suppose we should put it to a vote at some point. Are we going to start it up?
Ark looks at Dak, looks at Yedrin.
Well, if we can get him past the gate, we could go and get Madison's bounty. It might be easier over the cover of night to do it. Or... I know you're looking towards me for an answer, but it really is a group decision on this.
Ark just kind of holds up a hand, that's why I looked at her. He signed. He makes a few signs that only Dak understands, like pointing to Kato, and he's like, "I didn't expect him to answer, so."
Mm-hmm. Kind of nods a little bit.
Yeah, Carter, what do you think?
I think one thing we could use is more money to finance ourselves, but at the same time, we also need the group not to fall apart in the middle of a fight. So I'm leaving it up to what you guys think everyone's mental state is.
Ark just holds up his hands and he goes, "Look, I'll fight alongside you. I'll do whatever you say. Just tell me what we're doing."
Let's go to Satasha. Take care of Madison.
At that point, Ark also holds up his hands and he goes, "So, I actually haven't gone all the way to the gate. How long of a fly would you say it is?"
It took about, what was it, 15, 16 some odd minutes?
Indeed, not more than a quarter bell.
Ark kind of like does some math in his head and he goes, "Okay, so Fiona, I have a slight idea that could help us kind of expedite this entire process."
Do tell.
I already told you I can fly.
Yes.
I saw your bird flying. I can probably do his... probably about 50% faster than he can.
Yes, I suppose, but we've spoken about the potential of being spotted. Have we not?
Yes, we have. I understand your bird is very big and black and likely to blend in with our current surrounding. I was just saying we could turn a... Let's see, he looks and he goes, kind of looks at it. We could turn it from 3 trips into 2. Or all of you can just port to Aleport and it's just you and I can make the flight.
Ben looks to the others. What's the roll for that?
It's a quick port back, it's not very much. I'd still like to go with you though, if it's okay if you don't.
That's perfectly alright.
So didn't we leave Chocobo card to got returned at some point?
There is that.
Art goes, well, if that comes with us, we can just drop her off at the gate and let her go back with the chocobo.
Yeah. Don't want to leave Quibble and Beauregard.
Art goes, those are stupid names.
I did not name them.
Didn't say you did.
Really, our names probably wouldn't be much better.
That's fine. I need to take care of the chocobos because otherwise I'm going to have to pay for 2 chocobos and a cart.
Alright, so I will summon Mark Crank and bring the 3 of us back. Drop them off in the course.
Art just salutes.
As for whether we're doing Sastasha, well, we ultimately haven't gotten enough votes to turn the tide one way or another, so we'll have to wait for the other 2 to finish.
You see Ark just like quietly go through a few motions and like start praying.
So I guess the rest of us got.
Ark.
Yo,
Rowan told you she was ready to do that.
do what?
You can go to Satasha.
Yeah.
So you can cast that to them. You don't have to wait for us.
Right. The thing is, he was asking them just for their opinion. And he hasn't gotten a solid answer yet, so he isn't interjecting with Rowan and Works' opinion.
Adrian's opinion would be whatever the hell the group decides, because they're not going to convince anyone to change their mind if they decide against it. Oh, I only pointed out I want the money, but it's like, if everyone decides skip Satasha, there's nothing I would be able to do about it.
Well, that's why we're putting it to a vote, Adrian.
I mean, I think everyone knows my votes for Sastasha, because I said either before or after we deal with Ark, we should go there because money, pirates, lots of treasure.
So do I need to cast a vote for whichever one makes me money?
I was going to say, at this point, I think it's kind of a consensus that it is Stasha.
Yeah. Ark kind of...
Also, it would be a shame to put all of Ark's hard work to waste.
Oh no, someone's going to go through that dungeon one way or the other. You think you're my only Final Fantasy group? Ha!
Oh!
No, you are.
Okay.
I'm thinking more along the lines that Ark would go for it, and then Todd would follow along, then I would follow along, not to lose my meal ticket.
Actually, no. I would just
repurpose it.
No, I would just print the screen, cut it out, put it into MS Paint, save it, and drag and drop it later. With some
It's like, look, guys, I put a lot of work into this. You're fighting in Sastasha.
Regardless, Ark finishes his prayer, and he says, "Here's to hoping I don't go back to jail." And then he turns around, and he kisses Dak, and then he turns back around, and he kisses Fiona.
Now, does he kiss or does he kiss?
I'm a character. Where?
Yeah, where's a good question?
Cheek.
Okay, thank you.
No, he shoved tongue.
Nah. But which cheek, though?
Ark might be a cat, but his spine does not work that way.
Oh my god.
It's called crouching. I would think a cat would be good at that.
Dak gives Ark like a one-armed hug over his shoulder. That
Do
was
what?
loud.
How do you reach his shoulder, though?
Well, he has to bend down to kiss my cheek, doesn't he?
Okay, get it.
I get him while he's smooching me and I just hug him.
And Fiona hugs Ark back like a gentle older sister would.
I think Ark's older
Considering the
than
fact
you.
that she also needs to lean down a bit to hug him.
No, wait. Ark's only older than you if we count you going into the Aether Stream. So,
Yeah, but he's still shorter than she is.
yes. Actually, Fiona, how tall are you?
6 foot straight.
Okay, you're like 4 inches taller than him.
I'm tall, Tony. I'm 6'5". I'm the
Well,
tall.
Rowan was able to live a comfortable middle class life. Gio was scrabbling together shit in the broom, and as such was constantly malnourished.
At this point, Nogcramp poofs out from Fiona's summon. He goes, he looks around, he goes, what this time? Then he stops.
I'm not happy you didn't die this time.
He looks
Yeah,
down and
sure.
he's like, but you did.
Details.
Would you really? Oh my.
Nogcramp is just like staring at you.
I'm still Durza. Don't make me laugh.
Oh.
And he goes, no. It's fine. You're just very easy to give flack to these days.
That's quite alright.
So, Sky Taxi?
Kind of.
Well, I do not mean to put it in such terms, but
I'm a Sky Taxi.
yes, we do need to. Fiona reaches out and gently preens Nogcramp. And what about Sky Taxi?
He goes, I am over 25,000 years old. You summon me, and unless I'm flying, I'm dying. So flying it is.
Okay,
I imagine
that's
Nocturne is just the butter robot from Rick and Morty. It's like, what's my purpose? You transport us.
Oh my god.
This is,
Anyhow,
I guess this is what they mean with children disrespecting their elders, and he squats down so you can all mount up.
Am I gonna have the interesting seat again?
You're teleporting back, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or are we? I wasn't sure what was going on there
I
exactly.
think it's like Yedrin Works, Rowan,
Anyway.
Otto.
Are Works and Road still having a moment?
Probably.
Yeah.
Cutter just kind of holds up 2 fingers because some peace teleports out.
You kind of leaves, and Art goes, I'm not sure if he's a bigger asshole than I am or not.
Yeah,
If
kind of
you
looks
could
where
tell-
Kato was and just kind of wiggles her hand back and forth, kind of like,
It would be easy
He's
to
just
know.
it enough, and you're above all morality, as far as I can tell. That's his modus operandi. Oh,
Ark's like, so long
And
as he keeps you all alive and safe, I'll call
that's
him
my
good.
job. That's my job. Or it has been.
Ark pats the top of your head. Yes, but you run out of magic too,
Eventually.
so that's why you need a second.
Yeah.
and I'm here as a third, in case that's needed at all.
He goes, also, the hammer looked like it could do some damage. Not as much as her axe, but yes.
Yeah.
To be frank, all 3 of them are kind of terrifying up close.
Ark just kind of laughs.
Also, if you haven't looked, you should totally find my potato on the map. And Kato's potato.
Wait, what?
I drew on the map.
Over
Draw on the map.
just east of Garabania.
Yeah, on the clouds.
Oh my god.
Kato actually drew potato.
Yeah.
Oh, dear lord.
I'm surprised he didn't draw dick.
Oh my god.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Look, I'm sure if you go that far, Ark's tossing a brick at your head.
Ark's tossing out of the game.
I just wanted to draw.
All aboard!
Ark
Yeah.
is already on. He's just like got Dak like in front of him.
Yep.
Works and Rowan just like, wait, what's going on? We were having a
No.
moment.
Dijon just notices teleporting to airport. The others are taking a sky view in that direction. We're gonna meet up with them, so we can go handle the pirate thing everyone seems to want to do.
Oh, cool.
Ark
Go
just-
kill Madison.
Ark just looks at you and he goes, "I'm leaving. We're taking the potato. Bye."
Well, I suppose that's the majority vote.
Potato napping.
And Beyond God's off camp to take to the air, very high in the air.
And I guess we can say the three of us teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like what 70 gil or something like that.
About. Well, the four of you, after teleporting, find yourselves back in airport. It's a very quiet night. You actually see one of the guards is napping at his post.
Well, good thing there's no Sahuagin attacking.
Yeah, there's a few guards out. Most of them are alert. It's just this one particular guard is kind of like leaned up against his post. He's
Is General Badass there?
Probably gonna be recovering for a few weeks.
Do you mean the soldier that got all of his ribs broken?
Yeah.
He's
No.
probably resting at wherever he lives and recovering with.
That dude has got workman's comp up the ass.
Regardless, Fiona, I'm gonna have to have
Yes?
you make a series of checks now.
Oh.
Yay!
A series of checks.
First and foremost, I need you to have Not Cramp make a fly check.
Okay.
Well, damn, Not Cramp.
rolled
That's
bad
actually
for it, too.
really bad.
I'm glad it wasn't lower. I'm glad it wasn't a 28.
That's actually pretty much average, so.
Yeah. Regardless, Not Cramp takes off and starts darting upwards. The flight is relatively calm. There's not the wind coming off the water that there was before. So it does take him a minute to get up, but then he just starts rising and rising and rising into the air. So next, as you're going up, I need you to make a stealth check. And I will give you a +5 to for circumstance.
That would be higher. One just sets up 9 and 2. They can probably get really high.
+10.
Cloud cover.
It's a clear night.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, it certainly beat the encounter with easier.
Okay. Okay. As you're flying over, you see a number of Sahuagin war camps down below you, but they don't seem to be paying much attention at all. As you just kind of continue to drift up, how high do you want Not Cramp to go?
Well, we're trying to stay out of detection range, much less ballista or cannon range, so. pretty high.
I need a number.
Let's say 100 feet up.
I was gonna say, how high can you go before like there's a lack of air means you can't fly higher and people shouldn't be up there?
That's on the order of like a mile.
I wouldn't say 100 feet. That's way too low.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Maybe 2,000, 2,500, something like that.
Even to say they're not flying quite that high up, just enough to, well, clear the reefs and hills and such. So, 100, maybe 200.
So you want to you just want to clear the gate?
You want to go way over it, Fiona.
Way over it.
Metagaming there, Yedrin, but I'll allow it for now.
Sorry, it's just
Okay, so the
No,
gate
that's
the gate itself is about 45 feet high,
Okay, yeah, then
and
100 is lowballing it.
and your typical cannon has a range of about 200 feet.
250 then.
What did you say? 1,250?
250.
250? Okay, so you're up 250 feet in the air. So about 50 feet short of a football field. The Sahagin aren't noticing you. Roll a perception. Okay, as you're flying, you look down, you can kind of see that the moonlight is hitting Knot Cramp just right at this point, and it's kind of giving him a silvery outline.
Hells. Beyond starts casting invisibility on everyone.
Art kind of looks at you as you start doing this, and he... Let's see here if I can pull that up. Need my spell list. Nope, he does not have that. He does, however, cast Cat's Grace and Haste on Knot Cramp.
Well, that'll boost things by another +2 at least. Cat, hair.
Dak, do you want to try to help in any way?
I don't think I have anything that could help.
Okay. So you use 4 casts of invisibility?
Yep.
Ouch. Alright. So
throw the potato off.
as you guys are still flying...
Oh, wait. Right. That did get off with wagon, so only free casting.
Yeah, I had to get off.
Okay, Ark, at that point, Ark, grabs Dak by, the scruff and goes, "You can fly, right?"
Yeah,
And just goes, "Bye."
bye.
And just drops you.
Wow,
he
you should
gives
be
her,
hard, Dick.
he gives her a hug first and goes, "It's like, I really wish we could land, but I think that would get us all caught."
No, it's okay. I already planned for it.
And he goes,
Featherfall.
just lets her.
We're all monsters.
Ark looks at Fiona.
Just,
He goes,
just use the Jetsons theme.
"Don't remind me." Alright, Fiona. At this point, you're now approaching the gate. I want you to roll one last perception.
And this is modified 17.
Okay. You don't really notice much. Roll a stealth.
That's a modified 40.
As you hit the top of the gate, Not Cramp starts becoming visible.
Uh-oh.
How high up does it go? She mutters to herself.
Well, you're not flying that high.
There's
I
a
thought we were
reason-
flying at 250.
That's not that high up.
That's not high. There's a reason why I was also able to mitigate off, but it was holding my brain seeing someone do that.
That is less than a football field.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that would be like. Is that even high enough to clear the wall?
Yeah, the wall's only 45 feet.
Still,
It's just they've got like a little anti-magic barrier thing.
and there's a reason why I was trying to push for it
Lucky
to fly as
for
high as
you,
possible.
Fion. As you arc and Not Cramp become visible, the guards seem to be staring forward at a small Sahagin gathering in front of the gates.
Oh god, I hope I don't land in
we
that.
won't go. Hell no. we
Maybe
won't go.
150 feet away from it, kind of heading up towards it. Dak, you're maybe 40 feet from the gate.
And she touches them with Featherfall, just near.
Okay.
Oh hey,
Just
is that the consequence of the scout we let go?
No.
Regardless, Fion, Arc, and Not Cramp go through undetected.
Beyond a brief sigh of relief.
At that point, like Arc looks back and he goes, "There's Sahagin."
Yes. Yes, indeed.
He's like, He like grabs Fion's like pearl, shoves it. And he's like, "Dak, you okay?"
Sorry, I'm just kind of out of it.
So, like, Deck feather falls, but she also does like, fly after she gets close enough. It's like, I'm fine. Flies to the gate. Me in.
Hang on.
Okay, so you're shouting through the gate to be let in, right?
Yeah, because she figures her fly isn't gonna work past the gate. Actually, no, fuck that. She goes over the thing. She could always just fall on her fucking face. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so
She could go over.
you're saying fuck the Chocobos at this point.
No. I figured they were past the gate and in the
Hunters had-
walls.
you had the chocobos stabled at the walls, so
That's
they
right,
were
you
looked
did.
after.
Yeah.
You fly up and the guards are like, "What the fuck?" And then you drop down.
Sahagin!
They're like, they're looking at you. They're looking really incredulous right now.
I'm sorry. I have magic. I can fly. I'm sorry.
They're like pointing weapons. How do we know you're not a drowned?
Looks a little bit flustered. Fuck Leviathan?
They're like, roll a
What else
diplomacy.
am I gonna say?
Roll a diplomacy with a -5.
Just got really quiet or I got disconnected.
You probably got disconnected.
17.
Yeah.
They look at you and they're like,
I came through here the other day.
they're just like, go.
Runs off to get her goddamn chocobo card.
Okay. Dak, you run down and you get the cart and you start taking off. Roll a perception.
Oh, Christ. fuck Leviathan, that's all you can think of?
You managed to spot Notcrep kind of flying through the air. You can kind of see like the silvery outline from the moon hitting his wings.
Mm-hmm. I have a card, I'm good, I'm fine. Sounds out of breath.
Oh, lordy, lordy, loo. Okay. So then, Fionn, what are you doing now?
Parking not cramped somewhere outside Sastasha, I guess.
Okay.
Out of sight
I'm
of.
surprised you know where Satasha is, but okay.
Oh yeah, huh?
Huh.
I was also gonna say, did you even know that's where we were going?
Eh.
It was increasingly clear people wanted to do that, so.
No, I mean, do we even know that's where Madison is?
No, do we even know where the fuck the Satasha is?
Well,
That's you.
Satasha Seagrot is a known place. We just don't know that they're hiding out back there.
Ugh, yeah. You think Satasha?
We kind of screwed the pooch with Meta, didn't.
A little bit. A little bit.
I feel
I mean,
dumb now.
Hang on, Cat's trying to attack the cables again.
Okay.
Also, can I defend myself and say I didn't screw myself on that bit, Meta?
Sorry, I'm just really out of it.
No, it's cool. I wasn't correcting anybody. I was just kind of like, let's see how far this goes. Now, Ark was saying Satasha.
Yeah.
So we
Did
could.
he? I had a few.
He asked if you were going to Satasha. I think he picked it up that you all were saying Madison was there.
Works enough.
Works enough.
What?
Good lord.
Close enough for government orc.
Regardless, I will say, for the sake of it, that you land in front of Satasha. That you land in front of the cave leading to Satasha Seagrove.
Well,
Wait,
ideally not right
there.
in front of
The
it.
rest of
Since
us
there
are
are.
out here.
Hang on.
There you go, Tart.
I am the tiny.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, it's amazing how that's actually got a good curve on it.
There's all of us then just like tart. It's a gradual slope down and just drop.
I think what's funnier is Ark fits snugly between Hunt and Fionn.
It's like a. What is that? Is that a logarithmic curve? Ooh.
I don't know why you're asking.
Anyways, so Fionn's touching down in front of Satasha for Todd's got the card, and I guess the agent works in Rowan and Cardo are waiting for Ward at the airport or meeting Todd halfway. Well, can't meet Todd halfway because she has to take the card all the way back. No, halfway.
Satasha is
Okay.
like right outside of airport. You could probably see them touch down if you were watching.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go basically drop it off in front of Ailport anyways.
Well, we still got it for like another day or two, don't we? We might need the extra transport.
Yeah. But we're going to Satasha now.
True enough. I meant for like getting stuff out of Satasha.
Ark,
Screw it, I could...
Ark meanwhile is like looking at Fionn and looking at Notcramp and like looking around and going, this feels weird.
Yeah.
I think she's still dealing with her cat.
Carlo, you want to make a comment?
Nope.
Look like
There we go. Sorry, cat knocked the microphone cable loose.
Okay. Yeah, Art.
Anyway, yeah.
Art's like, this feels really weird.
How do you figure?
He looks at her and goes, I haven't set foot near a major town or city with the exception of Ul'dah in over 5 years.
Fair enough.
The last time that I was around human population, I nearly became a nun for the U tribe.
Okay then.
Oh. Fiona does not know how to properly respond to that.
He leans over and it's like, mostly because I knew white magic, I could make crops grow.
Ah.
Kind of a very useful trait in the middle of a desert.
Yes, I suppose so.
Should we roll
No.
perception to see if we saw now camp land?
Sure. Beat a 20.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope. Rowan's probably like half plastered at this point. He's like, Sabawick, help me, bring me alcohol.
she probably still has got her face buried and works his chest.
I was gonna say, after seeing that, I'll probably get on the next shell and just a quick.
Eagle
Okay,
one. The bird has landed.
Like a quick. Okay, so who should we meet up with? Should we wait for Todd to reach you, or should we just meet at destination?
Go meet up with them. I'll be there soon. Soon enough.
Soon enough, meaning like an hour and a half from now.
Like I said, soon enough.
Okay. Everyone he gets out the link shell, okay. Well, actually, might say Onyx has no idea when anyone will be in town. Okay, so if everyone here is good to move, we might as well go meet up with them and.
So we're gonna go raid Sasha.
Seems to be the plan.
All right. Well, while we're in town, do we want to get anything before we leave?
Is there anything we
Over
could
Link
even-
Shield might be a good idea.
Is there anything we could even get?
I mean, to maybe stock up on some potions, or you know.
At this hour, what's open?
Yeah, what's open?
Oh yeah.
Also,
That's not much.
Should we reconvene here at the airport, restock on some essentials, and head out in the morning?
Art kind of taps back. He's like, I am a wanted man.
and I'm not even sure if they
Okay,
have
okay.
potions.
Okay.
It's like
Then pitch it head.
I
You can't
have some
go for the
potions
night.
on me.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm not even sure if Airport really has much in the way of potions. I saw a general store, I saw a blacksmith, and I saw some fisheries.
Alright,
while
fine.
walking around.
Bowen's just like, I'll be back in a few minutes, and walks away and heads towards the inn.
She'll be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, if they don't really have much here, we can't really stock up. So, in the meantime, I guess we'll just raid Sasha.
Art pings back to works. Where do you have on teleport?
Where do I have what?
Where all can you teleport?
Well, we can teleport to airport, various places in, the Shroud and Limsa. I don't know how to. I don't know how to answer that question.
Is there anywhere that you know of that you could teleport to that might have a 24-hour apothecary?
Gridania, probably.
Limsa.
Limsa. I don't know. I don't know how everyone is on supplies. I mean, if we're good to go tonight, we're good to go tonight. You know,
I
Actually,
can't.
argue that.
Art goes,
I can't.
wait, didn't you guys go to Kugane?
That we did.
That's expensive.
I was gonna
Well, it's
say,
the middle of the day there.
with the time difference, stuff would be open there.
Also,
He's watching against me.
also works. It's also, I'm probably gonna go up and meet them because I don't have the money to restock, so I'm going as is.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like
saying, you know,
2,000
if we're good to go, we're good to go.
Dax says over the link shelf, look, go get something to eat, get something to drink, make sure you're ready, and then go meet them. I'll be there in a bell and a half.
All right, I'm sure Rowan says she's going back to the inn, so I'll go meet her there. Might get something for food and water. I'll let you know when we're on our way. Follows Rowan to the inn. Ugh.
Jack beeps over the link shelf. Bring me a sandwich, please.
What
Yeah,
kind of sandwich you want?
An MLT.
meat, lettuce, and tomato.
Mushroom, lettuce, tomato.
It's a weird combination.
Rowan just pipes up over the lake shelf. That's just sacrilege.
Art pipes up and he goes, works.
Yeah.
I'll pay you double whatever you spend if you bring me the strongest cider they have.
Anybody else? I might as well make a list at this point.
He goes,
Rowan's
you don't have to. What did you say,
I'm
Rowan?
asking in preparation for the wedding.
I
Yeah,
think that Rowan is already in the inn, and she's already talking to
Sabal.
Sibwick, yeah.
Simowit, and I told her, I said, yeah, I'm going to need a few things to go.
Sibwick's
And then-
standing there like in a nightgown, like bleary-eyed, and she's like, uh-huh.
If that's okay, I'm sorry. We didn't know where else to go, but we're about ready to go.
No, it's perfectly fine, dear. Anything for you. What all do you need?
So apparently, our little potato needs a mushroom, lettuce, and tomato sandwich.
And saying that, Rowan died a little inside.
You see Sabowak look at you and she goes, does she want mayo on that?
Do you want mayonnaise on it?
No, that's perishable.
No, she's fine with it. You know, no, pour my back.
So we're tomatoes. All of it's perishable,
Shut up.
except the mushrooms. They'll just feed off the perished stuff.
She said plain. I'll need a very strong cider.
She puts
I
down
am
like a
stuck.
little. She puts it on a little mini cask for you, and then a pot of coffee.
Yeah, we might need that too.
I was gonna say, the agent's probably just gonna sigh deeply and maybe get going to meet up with them and maybe hunt something down along the way. I don't know,
At
small
that point,
dough.
Rowan, she sits down and it looks like a French baguette, but it's like a dark German wheat. And she goes, and it's like basically this big, huge loaf of bread that she just slices open and starts lathering down with this lettuce and tomato, which she very liberally salts and peppers, and then starts putting little button portobello mushrooms that she has fried on the top of it.
I'm food porn.
Do what?
Foodborne.
And I missed food porn. Okay.
And she very calmly folds it back over and wraps it up. This thing's almost a foot and a half long.
Oh my god.
You might want to cut that up a little bit. That's for Dak. That's probably
That's half.
he is.
It's half as big as she is.
She goes, "Oh, I thought. Never
She can
mind.
share.
I thought it was.
That's
I thought it was for the big guy."
he hasn't said what he wanted yet, so I think he's probably going to be SOL if he doesn't ask for something.
She unrolls it and she cuts it into like eighths, and then re-rolls each of them.
Nice.
And I could use the meatiest sandwich with the most amount of bacon that you could put on it. I need some meat.
She goes.
Well, I mean, if you ask nicely.
She very
Works.
calmly like bridges her fingers and like leans over and looks at you and goes, "We have a sandwich."
Rowan. He's like, okay, bring it to me.
She goes, "Just be aware, no man has ever finished it before."
It's a good thing I'm not a man.
Yes.
Apparently, Azir hasn't visited.
She comes back, and it is a 2-foot long loaf of golden brioche
Oh my god.
that she cuts open. That she cuts open in front of you, like it's basically a hoagie, and then she brings out this foot-long slab of, and by peppered, I don't mean like green peppers, I mean like black pepper.
Okay.
Of,
Good, because Rowan's allergic to green pepper.
right, of this
Allergic to any vegetable.
aged peppered Genosian salami
I eat fruit.
that
I just don't eat pepper.
that she cuts almost paper thin and starts shingling it across it. And then she brings out a fried turkey and starts shingling it across it.
Okay, I need to make dinner.
Then she comes back with a spiral ham that
Oh,
has,
come on!
That has mozzarella on one side and baby Swiss on the other. And she shingles that across. And then she puts down a layer of olive oil over it. Then salts it. Lays down a layer of tomatoes. Then comes back with chicken breast. And then layers a layer of bacon on that. And then comes back with roast beef.
There's the money shot.
She layers down roast beef, and then she layers another layer of bacon. Then she puts mayo and Dijon mustard over the top of it. And very calmly puts it down, and then stops, thinks for a moment, opens it back up, and layers down mozzarella over the top of it. Turns around and pulls it away from you and puts it under a salamander.
At this point, Rowan knows that Worps is behind her, so she turns and says, "So, what are you getting?"
And she comes back with this perfectly golden brown sandwich, puts a few toothpicks in it, and puts little olives, and she goes, "Do you want jalapenos?"
Oh no, I'm good with no peppers touching any of my peppers of any kind.
I'm just amused at the image of her putting this sandwich under a lizard.
I wish you were thinking it's like, but Rowan is a salamander.
Pretty much.
Do you guys actually know what a salamander is?
Yeah, no, it's like a broiler kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Rowan's basically, she just hold her hand above it and just go.
I was thinking like the mythical creature.
Oh yeah, no,
salamander.
yeah.
I was thinking Natsu.
Regardless, Rowan, at that point, she hands over a bottle and she goes, "This is a special Seawolf sauce. It's very spicy, but it's not made with peppers."
Okay, good. So, we'll also need some fruit, a couple of flasks of water, and then whatever he wants to eat.
She just like pulls out like 8 flasks of water from underneath the table. She goes, okay, and some fruit. She just pulls out a bowl, and it's just a fruit medley, just like one of the fruit bowls. Like it looks like one of the hats you always see in the cartoons. It just says all the different fruits on the top of it, just stuffed into a bowl. And then she like slams down a whole coconut.
So Rowan starts putting all this food into her bag of holding.
Okay. She goes, oh, do you want me to cut the sandwich up for you, or?
Rowan thinks for a minute. Yeah, I probably wouldn't look too ladylike eating a whole thing like that size. Yeah, cut it up for me.
Out of character.
Half force.
In force.
Shoo, shoo, shoo. You basically get 4 6-inch subs out of this.
I'm good with that.
She hands them back to you after wrapping them in parchment paper.
Kato wanders in after a little bit.
She looks up and she goes, okay, now how can I help you two gentlemen?
Well, I will. Thanks for a sec. No, I don't think,
Okay,
I don't think I'm gonna eat that much. Well, I really don't know. I'll take something hot and eat.
Something hot and what?
Something hot and easy,
Easy to
you know,
eat.
something quick. Something quick.
Pan comes out. Tortilla, ground beef, 3 different types of cheeses, melted, wrapped into a burrito, handed over to you.
I'm okay with that.
Do you do meat dumplings of any kind?
She thinks for a minute. She goes, I don't have any of the stuff to be ready, so that's going to take a while to make and get prepared. She thinks for a moment. She goes, I have a few hand pies ready.
That'll work.
She comes back and she's like 4 hand pies and hands them over to you. Okay, now that one is filled with mashed potatoes, ground sausage and gravy. That one is a vegetarian mixture with Munster. That one over there is pork, carrots, and kale. And last but not least, that last one is full of custard cream.
Kato pulls out his money pouch.
Okay, for everything that just happened, I will have to charge you for that one because it's late and some of it was rush. Looking at about 18 for everything.
Okay, he's gonna pay for all of it, I guess.
Ooh, Kato.
Thank you very much. And then she kind of clasps her hand and she goes, oh, the cider itself is a special brew. That's 10 alone.
I'll get the cider.
Nods.
At that point she goes, be very careful with that. It is very flammable.
Takes the bottle. It's like, Kato, you hold this.
Oh, no.
Kato.
It is not a bottle. It is a cask. It's like a little mini cask.
Kato takes it and slips it into the haversack.
It's gonna be safe.
What?
In my bag of holding, it'll be safe.
That's true.
But how big is this cask and how big is your bag of holding?
Big enough.
The cask itself is maybe about half a Dax height and probably just as big around.
I can stash it in my haversack for now.
Okay.
Plenty of room in there still, so takes that and stuffs it in.
All right. So you guys have got your munchies. She goes. She does stop and she goes, "Would any of you like fries or mozzarella sticks, onion rings, anything like that to go with those?"
Oh, some mozzarella sticks sound good.
Those sound really good. I look over
Yeah,
at
that
Kata.
does sound good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we'll take some of those.
She goes, "Okay, just give me one moment," and she like turns around and opens up like her aether cool drawer and pulls out like these. It doesn't look like much at first, but she reaches into this bucket and it's this wonderfully gooey, slightly chilled beer batter, and she pulls out these like half frozen sticks of cheese that are probably about as long as one of your fingers, Rowan. And she just starts dunking them and throwing them into the fryer. And almost immediately this like warm, inviting smell of just comfort food hits you. She pops them back out and like wraps them up in paper, and she hands you probably a good 24 or 28 of them, along with like a little like mason jar full of marinara sauce. You all enjoy those. Don't worry too much about. You don't have to pay for those. You more than covered my gains for the night. I wish you luck with whatever you're about to do, and take care. If you ever need anything, feel free to holler.
Thanks.
Because, just like, if we don't show back up, we died Stasha Seagrat. Okay, bye.
Someone just like looks at him and goes, and looks back at Rowan. Well, I know where to send the guards, and
That's why he said it.
I think you'll all be fine. She like kind of frowns a little bit and says, "Do be safe."
And don't worry, I'll keep everyone safe.
Jenna just kind of makes the little wavy hand gesture that.
All right, so you guys head over to Satasha now.
Yeah.
All right, I will say at this point, Dak has like dropped the chocobos off and has walked over, and everyone's just kind of like standing there waiting. You see that Ark is kind of like half dozed off against the wall.
Uh-oh.
Angry.
Kitty's upset.
Wow, somebody's not happy.
Kind of nudges Ark in the shin with his foot,
He opens his eyes and he looks at you.
pulls out the cider,
Oh, good.
hands it over.
Thank you. And he like promptly puts it in a bag of holding.
Points over to Works. He's the one who paid for it. You can pay him. I just have the haversack.
Ark nods and hands works 20 gil.
Alright, so we going in?
Why don't we eat something first, and then go?
Alright, that sounds good.
We attack at dawn.
Yeah.
Had to.
For the sake of it, you guys get your munchies on and start heading in.
Okay.
Ah,
Alright, I need 5. I need to go refresh my drink and run to the bathroom.
I would like to use the restroom as well.
Alright, everybody take 5.
But I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody's tokens up before I do so.
Okay.
Again, since this is a pre-made map, please, I'll move your tokens until you're into combat.
Okay.
Just keeps things from getting confusing.
Can you set it so that only you can move them?
I can, but then I'd have to change it every time you went into combat.
I guess I did have one question. How long do we plan on going?
I mean, if we want to take a stop for the night and continue next time, that's fine.
This sounds like a good place to stop, honestly. Like,
It kind of does.
stopping right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, just let you guys get on the map and see it.
Yeah, I was wondering because I have to be up at like 7 in the morning.
You.
Yeah, we gotta ensure that this are coming by. We got some damage on the house from the hurricane.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
Giving everybody sight because the freaking game can't keep its settings saved.
I was gonna have give Ark that Applejack she keeps needing to.
Also gonna bemoan the fact we can't do this more often, so we could. But oh well.
Yeah, I know.
Another week until we can actually get into Tasha.
Yeah.
to be
Dungeon
fair,
that will never happen.
to be fair, we are meeting a lot more than other groups do.
Oh, I know it's.
I mean, not really.
I know there are some groups who can only get together like once a month sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm used to
Hey,
like,
that doesn't sound familiar or anything.
once a month or less. How pretty.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, need to get together and do Vogar or something.
Really should.
I get to go play my 13th age game for the first time in.
I have returned.
Oh, jeez.
That's fuck. My screen. Oh, Christ.
Well, you might not have to deal with it tonight because.
We're gonna, since we're starting something, might as well call it for the night and wait until next time to get going. So
Because
we're not
there's
stopping in the middle.
and there's some people who are elevated and some people who probably want to hit the bed.
Yeah, I gotta get up.
Hi!
Yeah, I gotta get up at 7 in the morning. I mean, normally I'd be down.
I'd be down too, but yeah, got one for other people, and
It just
I-
seemed like a good stop point.
Yeah.
for the week.
Okay, you stay up for the next 5 days in a row, and we'll talk to you then.
You act like I already haven't been staying up for the last 5 days.
I think my limit was 3 days.
I don't know my it was. I think my limit was.
Fionn,
Yeah.
for the sake of this one, I will say that because of the short-term summoning of Not Cramp and the whatnot, I will allow you to reuse your summoning.
Oh, really? Okay, thanks. Hack!
Jeez.
Do what?
cat.
Shouting at the cat.
Cat attack.
Now, do you want to summon a battle